So let's take a look at the application for the Gardena Smart System. As you can see here, there's a application called Gardena, and when it opens up, you see the dashboard showing my garden, and then it gives some high-level information about the temperature. So the outdoor temperature is 21 degrees currently. And then we have this sensor, which I will show you in a while. This is a humidity sensor, and it measures the temperature in the pot, because I placed this sensor in one of the large bonsai pots, and currently that is 28 degrees. And then it shows how much lux we have currently. So that is how much the sun is shining. So that is in the thousands. So this is 14,000 lux. And currently the humidity in the pot is 100%. Now, before I walk into the more details in terms of how I have set up the time schedules and so on, I think it's important to stress that, of course, this smart application is very convenient. However, if you purchase computers from Gardena, they will have similar features in terms of time schedule. The only difference between this smart application, which is, as you know, connected to the Wi-Fi system and you can access it remotely, is that you can access it remotely, and you also have access to this data around the humidity sensor, and actually you can set the humidity sensor to rule your time schedule, but I'll come into that. I'll not recommend that feature, however. So if we start with the main menu, we then have the time schedule here. So this is where I've set the different channels. So you remember when I showed you the boxes that I have 6 different channels, and then I have one separate single unit. So here I have the first part of my bonsai yard. I have not connected this Gardena assisted solution, which means that the humidity sensor actually can take over and control the watering. Now, the reason I have not connected this is that I do not trust that they are capable of watering bonsai better than I can. I have now these 19 years of experience in terms of how much and how often I need to water my bonsai trees, and I would not like this humidity sensor to take over that control. But if you see, I then have the front yard of my bonsai yard, and here I've set the time schedule for currently every day but Sunday, and this time schedule is 8 minutes. So when I set them for every day, I set them for fairly low doses, and I rather would go for a short period of time and then every day, especially during warm weather. In the beginning, I actually did it every second, every third day, where I watered for 30 minutes. However, when we have this very good drainage in our bonsai pots, much of the water simply just slipped through very fast. After approximately 6, 7, 8 minutes, you can see that you have clear water from the bottom of your bonsai pot, and actually much of that water will be wasted. So no need for that. So rather often water, and then for a shorter period of time. And you can see that the most of my time schedules currently are set for every day, and around these 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes, depending on the various type of trees. The reason why I've set it now for almost every day is that we are expecting a heat coming up for this next week, where we will have up to 32 degrees. So of course you need to review your time schedule based on the weather forecast. But again, what you can do is that you can manually just add another water schedule if that is needed. So if you're on vacation or if you're at work, you can or if you're at home, you can just add another water schedule for whatever time is needed and for whatever trees are needed. So on the overall menu, there's also a section called plants, and here we can go in and see which plants I have. So I have Pinus mugo and Here's a Palmatum and Stuvacia, blah blah blah. Is it good? Is it worth looking into? Not much, but again, it's there. And then there's also a magazine where you will get some information around new products from Gardena. So that is pretty much it. If we again go back to the main menu, then we go in and say for the 6 channels, I open up and then I see the different channels here. So for instance, I have one say fill up the water tank. So I have this collection of rainwater. If I'm at vacation and all of a sudden the rainwater tank is about to be emptied, I can manually fill up this water tank. So I just go in and say next, and then I can say, okay, let's run this for how many minutes I need to, and then it will fill up, and that system will still be working. But if we take an example here, then I have this mist of the trees here in the front yard of my bonsai garden. So we can say, okay, next, and then I just set it for 2 minutes, and then we start. And you can listen to this fertilizer dose, super dose is working now. So it's driven by the water pressure, and we can see that Mr. Knur is now getting a bit of mist, rain, and he's not very happy with water, so I think he'll walk off in a few minutes. But up here you can see that the mist is, hopefully you can see that the mist is coming out, and yeah, he's walking off. And this is very efficient, but it's also important to stress, this is very much a supplement. It's not for watering your bonsais. This is, I would actually say, it's much better for the evergreen trees because they can obtain the water and the nutrition, the fertilizer, via the leaves. That's not the same for trees that have foliage like this. So let's go back and look at the application one more time. So there's 1 minute left. Let's go in and look at the main part of the system. The main part of the system is where you have this micro drip solution. So this is where it drips directly into the pot, and we will see when we start this up, it's very important that you place these micro drip ends at the right spot of your bonsai trees. And there are many different drip heads, so you need to look into the product catalog of Gardena to see what is best for you. But I'll show you in a while some of the solutions that I have. So we started up 2 minutes. Let's go in and see. You see, this is dripping nicely, and here we have a small problem, and this is good that we see this because this is not maintenance free. It's not like you can just have this running and never think about it. This is actually because the small ball is in this strip end is somehow fixed. That could be due to calcium, or it could be due to some alk. Now I just use this small, this one, this yellow stuff. It comes with the with all the drip ends that you buy, and sometimes you simply just have to stick that in and release the ball. It's not that it's happening again and again, but again, it will happen over time. You will see that there are different solutions. Again, a good example here. So this is a adjustable drip end. Now, for whatever reason, and I think it's because either it's calcium or it's alg that forms in the drip head, then though I have set it to actually drip at a certain level in the beginning of the season, then it all of a sudden stops, and therefore you need to actually maneuver these around from time to time. And again, here you see perhaps that it actually drips on the edge of the pot, which is not good, so you have to take it in, and sometimes it's actually good to point it directly to the soil, because then it goes directly into the soil. So again, you need to really take care. Just for information, the 2 minutes are out, so therefore it's not dripping currently. There's also another drip head. Can you see it? Yeah, this one is black, and that provides 4 liters per minute, where the orange drip head provides 2 liters per minute. So again, depending on your needs, you will have to select various drip heads. So here we also, I have moved this around, so again, when you do that, you need to ensure that you place it the right place in the pot. Let's go and have a look at this sensor. It's a big motherfucker.